I'm going to share a thought process with you that will enable you to quickly transform the intensity of both negative and positive situations into lessons, innovations, and breakthroughs in both your personal and business life. Hi, I am Tim Fitzpatrick with Rialto Marketing, where we believe marketing shouldn't be difficult. All you need is the right plan. I want to give credit where credit is due. The concept that I am going to share with you today is called the Experience Transformer from Dan Sullivan. So if you want to dig deeper into, how Dan presents this and all the information he has out there about it, please check it out, the Experience Transformer from Dan Sullivan. I actually have a note in my note-taking software with this entire process so that I can just easily go back to it. I have not memorized it, but if I have something pop up and I want to go back and run through this process, I have it at my fingertips. So I just go to that note and I pull it up and run through it so that I can get as much value out of each situation that I choose. I have found it incredibly helpful, and I think you will too. I'm going to walk you through these steps right now. There are 6 steps in this. So the first step is think about any specific experience. Can be positive or negative. We can gain value from both positive and negative experiences. I think for most of us, we have a much harder time extracting value out of negative experiences, but this can work for both. So think of an experience, get that in your head and in your mind. Second step is you're going to ask yourself, what about this experience worked? A lot easier to put down what worked from a positive experience, but even a negative experience, there are always things that worked. Something happened that it worked for you. You can always identify at least one thing that worked. Get that down on paper. Third step, what usefulness can I get from this experience to improve my future? How can I take this positive or negative experience and make it useful in the future? We've got to think, we've got to get that down on paper. Then in the fourth step, what can you learn from this experience about what you don't want? Oftentimes, it can be really difficult for us to think about what we do want and get that down on paper. But if we can identify what we don't want, we can then turn that into a positive experience and into the opposite. And the opposite is typically what we actually do want. So let's identify what we don't want in the future from this experience. Number 5, knowing what you know now, because you've had this experience, how will you approach your future differently? How can you approach your future differently so that you get or see or experience a different result, if that's what you want, if you want a different result? Last step is, what about this experience are you grateful for? We can always find things to be grateful for, even if it's a negative experience. When you run through these 6 steps in the Experience Transformer, it just gets these thoughts down on paper so that you can determine, what can I do in the future to avoid this, to make situations like this better. But the other thing we're doing here is we're taking full ownership of our experiences and past. And we can choose to do whatever we want with them. Whatever value we attach to those, we're choosing. And the value we can attach can be positive or negative. So why not transform these experiences into something that we can use to our benefit? Why not? Otherwise, that's just a bad experience and it's just sitting with us and it's not doing anything. It's not helping us. And in most cases, it's really probably hurting us. So let's extract the most value we can from it so that we can create a better future for ourselves. I hope you found this helpful. I have found this process really helpful for me. Again, it's the Experience Transformer from Dan Sullivan. We've got those steps. Let me run through those one more time with you. Think about a specific experience, positive or negative. Ask yourself, what about this experience worked? What usefulness can I get from this experience to improve my future? What can I learn from this experience about what I don't want? Knowing what I know now, because I've had this experience, how will I approach my future differently? And the last question I'm going to ask is, what about this experience am I grateful for? That's the Experience Transformer. Use it. I think you will benefit tremendously from it. If you do, reach out. Let me know. I would love to hear from you. Again, I am Tim Fitzpatrick with Rialto Marketing. If you are struggling with your marketing, you're not quite sure what that next right step is to get where you want to go, hop on over to our website at rialtomarketing.com. That's RIALTO marketing.com. Click on the Get a Free Consultation button. I would be happy to chat with you and give you some clarity on where you should be focusing based on where you're currently at and where you want to get to. Hope you found this helpful. Till next time, take care.